Now on Good Morning El Paso and breaking overnight, I-10 shut down following a crash. Our round-the-clock crew has been on the scene throughout the night, and we have the latest on the closures coming up in a live report.
I will die with my shield before me, facing the enemy. Clint, your shield was facing forward. Thank you for your sacrifice.
Alamogordo remembers Officer Corvinus. Our New Mexico mobile newsroom was there as family and friends paid tribute in the vigil last night.
And new this morning, more than 35,000 students trying to decide what to do next now that a technical school closes campuses across the country.
Live, where news comes first. From the Mesilla Valley and Las Cruces to El Paso and the borderland. This is ABC7's Good Morning El Paso.
A portion of I-10 is shut down this morning near downtown after a crash early this morning. This is a live look from the ABC7 downtown camera of the scene.
And we have the latest details coming up in just a bit.
But first, we want to wish you a very good morning, El Paso, Las Cruces, and Juarez. I'm Stephanie Valle.
And I'm Hillary Floren. Good morning, everyone. Love the rain. Puts me in a good mood.
Yes.
That's just me. Some people, I guess it makes them feel a little bit down to have overcast skies.
Well, it can be hard to wake up, Stephen.
I'm all for the rain. It gives me something to talk about all morning long. And we are continuing to see that rain here in the borderland. The good news is it has lightened up this morning, and it's currently not raining in El Paso or Las Cruces. So if you are heading out, you won't have to deal with it right away. But still, bring that rain jacket with you. Here's a look at those current conditions. 67 in El Paso, 65 in Las Cruces. Mostly cloudy conditions. Again, fairly quiet out there at the moment, but more showers, heavier showers working towards the Las Cruces area, and that rain is going to be with us off and on throughout the day today once again. So we're not out of the woods yet. You're still going to need to bring that umbrella with you, that rain jacket, and even those rain boots. It's going to come down very hard in spots, and you are going to want to avoid those puddles as you head throughout the day. Again, flash flood watches in effect for Las Cruces and El Paso through 9 a.m. this morning, and then for Luna County, that goes until 8 p.m. this afternoon.
All right, thanks so much. To breaking news now, I-10 had to be shut down in both directions overnight after a crash involving two semis and a car. It happened just after 1 a.m. in the downtown trench near the Wyoming Bridge. We have Good Morning El Paso's Denise Olivas live on the scene. She has been all morning. Denise, what's the latest?
Good morning, Hillary, and that's exactly where we're standing near the Wyoming Bridge. We've been able to get a clear view of everything that's been happening throughout this morning. Now, giving you a look right now, look, it looks like now they are starting to clear up the scene. Some of the debris and the cab of one of the 18-wheelers is being hauled off right now as we speak. What was holding up the situation was that white trailer. They were trying to get it hitched onto a tow truck, which was holding up the situation, but now it looks like they are hauling off at least the cab. We know two 18-wheelers were involved, and then also a third vehicle was involved. We do know that at the same time, while crews and police were responding to the scene, another 18-wheeler on the eastbound lanes also jackknifed. It's still unclear of if this is weather related, but just taking a look at I-10, you can see just how slick it still looks from that rain that we got overnight. Again, police not saying if the weather was a factor in this crash. So it looks like it could be clearing up in the next 30 minutes, making it an easier and much smoother drive for all the commuters this morning. As you can see now, taking a look at the backup that drivers are dealing with. This is the downtown exit. This is the exit that'll take you to either Mesa or downtown, but you can see drivers at a slowdown, likely at a red light right now. But again, we've seen the backup all morning long, so it looks a little more promising at this hour as we just saw some of that debris being hauled off and part of that 18-wheeler. So again, as soon as it is completely open, we will of course let you know. But in the meantime, because we are still seeing that backup, you definitely want to take an alternate route if you are getting ready to head out the door. So let's send things over to ABC7's Mauricio Casillas, who's in the studio tracking all the congestion and all the traffic right now. Mauricio.
Hi Denise, thank you and good morning. This is what the backup is looking like right now, 16 miles per hour, but as you get closer, I should say, to that Mesa exit on I-10 West, it does get a little bit worse. Now here's your alternate route. If you want to get past that, you have two options. The backup isn't to Piedras just yet, so you can continue on I-10 West and take the Cotton exit. That's exit 20 right there by Piedras. Continue all the way down Yandel, and then from Yandel you can either go on Mesa or continue on Yandel and remerge onto onto I-10 East. If you want to avoid this completely, you can, of course, use Paisano as your alternate route. Paisano isn't clogged up or looking bad just yet. Things are looking good. Now, keep in mind, we are under an ABC7 first alert, and I-10 West is completely closed, so it's a good day to download the ABC7 Storm Track Weather and Traffic app if you haven't done so already. It'll keep you up to date with both your weather and your traffic. Back to you.
All right, Mauricio, thank you. The funeral for fallen Alamogordo police officer Clint Corvinus is set for Saturday, but last night the community came together to remember him. Many people held their hands over their hearts with tears in their eyes as they saluted their fallen hero. Investigators say Officer Clint Corvinus was killed in a shootout with a convicted felon last week. And last night, hundreds gathered at the vigil to pay him respect. Corvinus was just 33 years old and left behind a girlfriend, a daughter, and his parents. New Mexico State Police released a report this week with more details into what exactly happened last week, and we'll have those details during the next half hour of Good Morning El Paso. Meantime, new this morning, students attending ITT Technical Institute no longer have to go to class because schools are closed all over the country. The nonprofit college announced this week it was shutting its doors after being banned from enrolling new students who receive federal aid, a group that makes up the vast majority of their student body. In a statement released yesterday, the institute said it, quote, exhausted the exploration of alternatives, including transfer of the schools to a nonprofit or public institution. The Department of Education did offer some details, saying students can apply to have their federal loans discharged or to have their credits transferred to another institution.
The last victim from the mass shooting at Orlando's Pulse nightclub is out of the hospital. The Orlando Regional Medical Center confirming the news via Twitter. Hospital officials say they treated 35 shooting victims and completed 76 operations. Last month, Orlando Health and Florida Hospital both announced that they will not be billing survivors for any of the out-of-pocket medical expenses. It was in June when a gunman opened fire at the nightclub, killing 49 people and wounding dozens more.
It's now 6:07, time for weather and traffic on the 7s.
Let's check in with Steve Decatur right now and see what's in store. More rain, let me guess.
Yeah, good guess, Hillary. That is correct. We are going to be dealing with that rain as we head throughout the entire day. It's going to be more scattered than yesterday, not as widespread. So that is some good news. A little bit more sunshine that'll warm things up, but that'll also fuel those thunderstorms this afternoon. Here's a look at radar. You can see we are tracking a heavier shower now about to enter the Columbus area, continuing to lift northward. It's going to be heading towards Las Cruces. It should clip Las Cruces around 7:30 this morning. Before that, some lighter showers, but again, this is a bit more moderate in nature, a little bit of yellows in there. In El Paso, quiet at the moment, and we don't see anything off to the south, just a few light showers continuing off and on. Heavier stuff back towards Van Horn. You've been dealing with the rain all morning long, continuing to do so. So if you are heading on I-10 eastbound, keep that in mind as you head towards Van Horn. Some heavier showers in that area just past Sierra Blanca. Now, with that first alert in effect, we do expect conditions to bring the threat of flash flooding, but it's not going to be as wet as it was yesterday, and we still are tracking Tropical Storm Newton as it heads towards the Tucson area. Mauricio?
Well, Stephen, downtown continues to be our main problem spot in terms of traffic. Notice the red right here indicating stop and go traffic, but everywhere else in El Paso, things are looking good. Let's show you a little bit slower, or a little bit closer, I should say, to what exactly we're talking about. 13 miles per hour, your speed on I-10 heading westbound. Avoid that area if you can, because traffic is being funneled into one lane on Brown. So if you can, here's what it looks like. Again, you're not going to want to be there at all. It's a big traffic congestion and a big traffic headache. Now, things are thankfully looking better in Las Cruces. Good morning to you. 65 miles per hour is what we're tracking on I-10 heading west, 64 if you're heading east, and 66 your current speed on I-25. So things are looking good there, traffic flowing well, and Highway 70 east of Las Cruces will remain open. Now, coming up at 6:17 for your weather and traffic on the 7s, we'll take a closer updated look at the crash on I-10 west, plus we'll have your west side drive times.
All right, thanks, Mauricio, and we have much more to come.
Right here on Good Morning El Paso, standing by.
Oh, my ears are still ringing. It was just echoing in the house, like it was vibrating.
Some viewers say the noise complaints from the Sun City Music Festival were exaggerated.
So ABC7 turned to the experts, what they had to say about the music being heard miles from Escalante Park.
It's 6:09 and this is ABC7, where news comes first.
You're watching ABC7's Good Morning El Paso with Hillary Floren, Stephanie Valle, and live reports from Denise Olivas.